don't get saved round me, even on a Sunday. Damn, where I get it from.
Alexa, pause. What's going on, guys? Connor McLeod here, and I wanted to talk to you guys today about prioritization. So, basically, just a little bit about myself. I have been training clients for 10 years now, a decade, even though I'm only 25. So, I started working out when I was 14. By the time I was 15, I was so obsessed with it for that first year. It was pretty much all I thought about outside of things that I just had to do. And by 15, I was already helping other people, mostly friends that were athletes as well, playing rugby, to train. So I was already training some of them. And then basically I've been doing it for 10 years ever since. Now it's my full-time job. And it's also what I went to university for. So this is like my obsession. And I've worked with a lot of different clients. And something that I've found is anytime that you are making a major change in your life. So it could be a health or behavior change. It could be like an addictive behavior change. It could be that you're spending too much money on clothes and you need to fix that. Anytime that you are making a major change of any kind, you need to know what your priorities are. So I have my priorities here. And basically what I do is I have all of my clients rank their top 5 priorities. What are the 5 things that are the most important to you? And how we do this is, first you're going to need a blank sheet of paper or a blank Word doc, note on your iPhone or your Android, whatever. You can do it all in your head. It's probably a lot better to write out because it just helps reveal a lot of things and you can take your time a little bit with it and think it through a little more clearly. But anyway, so you've got somewhere to spray your thoughts out onto. Throw down all of the things that are really important to you in your life. So for some of you that might be making money, it might be having a really good career, it might be your friends and family, of course. It might be taking care of the kids. There's a lot of different things. It could be art, it could be guitar, it could be kickboxing, it could be jiu-jitsu, football, whatever. You get the idea. So you have all your things, write them all down that are important to you. And now I want you to think about broader categories. So if you have football in there, and you have soccer in there, and you have hockey in there, and you're not a pro athlete, realistically, you can't be having all 3 of those in your top 5 priorities. And they all fit the broader category of sports performance. So maybe sports performance is really important to you. For me, I have optimal performance at number 5 here. I'm basically talking about sports performance or athletic performance. So find any bigger categories, or say you have going on trips with your family as one of your important things, and then just spending time with your family on important things. Those both go under the broader category of family. So find your broad categories, and then write all of those broader categories down. And now what you're going to do is you're going to have head-to-head showdowns between each one to determine where your priorities really lie. So for example, for myself, I have, just going to show you a little bit closer. Hopefully this is in the shot, but you can see here, I have legacy and I have wealth on here. So legacy and wealth, 2 things that are very tied together. A lot of the time, people mention both of them when they're talking about their career. Basically here, I had to have a head-to-head showdown between the 2 and think to myself, would I rather be remembered as an amazing coach and an amazing friend and an amazing family member and someone who just overall was a great person to be around with a really good energy? Or would I rather be filthy, filthy rich, kind of, in that ivory tower? The example I used on my podcast earlier, which is linked below, is basically, I forget the name of the guy, I think Shrekley or something like that, but he was that creepy guy that made that AIDS medication, and he had like the only patent for it, and then he skyrocketed the price up, and he made millions, maybe even billions, and now he's getting sued, and everyone hates him, and everyone thinks he's just a waste of air. He chose wealth over legacy, and I would not be willing to make the same decision as him, and he hopefully he knew where his priorities lay when he did make that decision, because he's really paying the consequences now. But yeah, so basically you have head-to-head showdowns. Okay, well, would I rather be rich, or would I rather be a stud athlete who's great at most athletic pursuits? Well, I'd rather be wealthy. As long as I'm still healthy, which is number 1. If I can be really wealthy and I'm healthy, maybe I suck at sports, that would be okay with me. So just have head-to-head showdowns, and go through them all. And if you do this, I think, and I personally argue, that health should be your number one. It should be at the top, absolutely. And basically, a lot of my clients, when I tell them to do this exercise, number one, family. Number two, friends. Number three, health. I hear that all the time, and I think that they're making a huge mistake, and I think that it's just that they haven't thought it through fully. So what I always tell them is, first of all, let's define health before we move forward. Health, to me, is, are you able to not be in excruciating pain every day? Are you in debilitating pain? If so, you're not healthy. Are you able to wake up relatively pain-free? Maybe your knee hurts a bit, maybe your shoulder hurts a bit, but you can put on some Rub A535, no big deal, moving on. So that's basically the idea there. Are you not in excruciating pain? Are you not literally about to die? If you're on death's doorstep, you're not healthy, period. Makes sense. So we've got, are you in debilitating pain? Are you on death's doorstep? Third one, are you basically standing on the edge of a cliff, peeking over, about to fall over and basically end up with some sort of chronic disease? So are you on the path for serious diabetes? Are you on the path for metabolic syndrome? Are you on the path for heart disease? And you're standing on a precipice about to tip over? If so, if you have all the blood markers of someone who's pre-diabetic, etc., I would argue that you're not healthy and you need to make a change. But luckily, if you're at that point, it means that you're at the point where you can still basically backpedal and fix the problem before it's irreversible. And then the last component of health, in my opinion, is your neurochemistry, are your brain chemicals balanced enough that you're able to actually enjoy the things around you and enjoy your life? And my argument is, if that's what health means, and it is what it means to me, then how can you say it's more important than family? And I know that sounds weird, but let's just think about this for a second. Let's see this through. If you're in excruciating, debilitating pain, and you're around your family, maybe you've had a surgery before and you had to take Percocet after for your wisdom teeth or whatever. You're with your family, but you're not really with them. You're either on pain medication that has you so far out of your head that you're not truly present and with your family, and they have to see you in this sorry state, and honestly, it's depressing for them. We've all seen a sick family member who's on a lot of drugs, and it's not something that any of us want to see. So you're not only not enjoying your time with them fully, but they're not able to enjoy their time with you fully. Same thing goes with brain chemistry. If you're extremely depressed, yes, it's great to spend time with family, but if your brain chemistry is not taken care of, you're not able to fully be present with your family, and again, they're going to be worried about you, they're going to be stressed. It's no good for anybody. And it just plays out from there. I could keep giving you examples, but I'm not going to waste your time. You get the idea. If you're not healthy, you cannot enjoy your family cannot enjoy being around you. You cannot enjoy time with your friends cannot enjoy being around you. You're not going to succeed in your career if you're in extreme pain and you're depressed, or you're about to get a major disease. And besides, what's the point of having all this money or having a big retirement account if you're going to basically have heart disease and you're going to be super sick by the time you actually get to what you've been saving for all along? What's the point of that? It's just ridiculous. And anyway, I could rant about this all day, but really think about it. Is anything really more important than your health? Really? Are you really able to enjoy it? And that's pretty much all that I wanted to say today is, number one, I highly recommend, I don't care if you do it or not, this is something that I do, it's something that my clients do, and our lives are better for it. If you want to do it or not do it, totally up to you. But what I do is I rank my priorities regularly, at least once a year, and see where they lie. I have head-to-head showdowns between each one to see where my priorities really lie. I put health first, always. And again, health does not mean sports performance. This does not mean going to the gym and doing bicep curls is more important than your family. This means going for walks enough and eating reasonably healthy food 80% of the time, and not having major diseases or major addictions or major mental issues going on. That's what health means. So take care of that first, know your priorities after that, and then live according to those priorities. And another thing is, last thing I guess before I head out of here, a lot of the time is people will have priorities or have an idea of what their priorities are, and they'll talk about them. This is what's important to me, this is what I like to do, etc., etc. But when you look at their spending and their time, where's your money and your time going? that's where your priorities really are. So if you're saying one thing, or if you make this list and it says one thing, and then you look at your spending and you look at where you spend your time, and they are not in alignment, it's time to make some changes, and it's time to live according to your own values. We all have values that we like to talk about, but are you living according to them? And if you aren't, why not? So that's everything that I've got for you today. And I appreciate if you stuck it through to the end here and watched this. And I hope that you get a lot out of this exercise, because I know that it's been very valuable for myself, and I know that it's been working for my clients as well. And that's all I got to say for today. So Connor McLeod out. Peace and love, everybody. Thank you for watching.